What is up, YouTube? It is your boy, TheNegrolorian. I'm sitting here at my desk. It's close to 3 in the morning, so I might be talking a little low. I'll apologize in advance. But getting straight to the point, WrestleMania is this weekend. It's WrestleMania week. Wrestling fans' favorite time of the year, the biggest show of the year, grandest stage of them all. It's Christmas to us, all right? But yeah, WrestleMania 41 in Las Vegas is this weekend. We got a few big time matches. We got a couple, questionable matches. And yes, not all WrestleMania builds are the same. It's safe to say that the build for WrestleMania 41, for the most part, has been pretty lackluster. But depending on, or regardless of how you feel about the WrestleMania 41 build, I think it's going to be a pretty good show. Also, make sure to like, subscribe. When you subscribe, hit that notification button. I do plan on doing a WrestleMania watch party for both nights. The actual event won't be shown on the screen. Just pull it up if you have a Peacock subscription. Pull it up, pull up the stream, watch along. You know how that go. And yeah, have some fun, enjoy, chat it up about some wrestling. Anyways, got predictions. Let's get to them. We're kicking it off strong with the World Heavyweight Championship match with Gunther, the World Heavyweight Champion, versus Jey Uso, the 2025 Royal Rumble winner. I'm not gonna lie to you, I'm not too thrilled on the idea of possibly seeing Jey Uso dethrone Gunther at WrestleMania. I get it, the crowd, the people in the audience love him. They love the yeet, they love Yeetamania, whatever Pat McAfee's saying these days. There's no doubt Jey is extremely over. But Gunther is just so good, man. He's good at everything he does. He's great at talking, bro. He's so underrated on the mic. I don't think people pay enough attention to Gunther on the mic. Fantastic in-ring performer. He just brings that old school intensity that a heel should have, man. I love Gunther's work. Can't say so much about the build though towards this match. The first few weeks for this build for this World Heavyweight Championship match it was kind of trash. I ain't gonna lie, it's kind of ass. It was just Gunther choking out Jey every week. Jey coming out cutting these weird promos, not bringing any intensity into this feud. It was really up until Gunther viciously attacked Jimmy Uso, busted him open, blood everywhere. He has Jimmy's blood all over him. I think he tasted it at some point. He tasted Jimmy's blood at one point. Jey was handcuffed to the turnbuckle. He couldn't do nothing. He just had to watch his brother get the beat down. Really gave this feud the spark it needed. There is a good chance Jey Uso's gonna win. I think Jey Uso is gonna win, but I'm gonna pick with my gut. And I'm gonna give it to Gunther, man. Give it to the ring general. Let him retain. So I feel like a loss here at Mania does Gunther no justice. But it would elevate Jey. But I'm picking Gunther. I want it to be a bloodbath. I need to see Gunther break some hearts, bro. I need to see people in the crowd crying, kids heartbroken. Give me it. I need Gunther to retain in dominating fashion. I'm picking Gunther. Probably wrong on that one. 99% sure I'm wrong on that one though. Next up, we have the World Tag Team Championship match with the War Raiders versus the heel New Day. Can I just say, I have not been feeling this New Day heel run. To me, it's been complete ass trash. And hey, maybe a win will, pick some momentum up for the heel day. That should be called the heel day, right? For the New Day. I like War Raiders though. I really like Ivar. Ivar's underrated. This is another one where I should pick with my brain and choose New Day, but I'm gonna go with my gut and say War Raiders retain. because I'm gonna do a little bit of fantasy booking here. You know, that's part of the, you know, predictions. And I'm gonna go War Raiders retains with the help of our boy Big E. New Day turned on Big E earlier this year, you know, solidifying that heel turn, and we haven't seen nothing of it since. Where's Big E? Big E's still up doing, you know, commentary like nothing's going on. So yeah, I got Roar Raiders retaining with the help of Brother Langston. Moving on. This is one of those last minute thrown together matches I was talking about, but I'm still looking forward to it. It has potential. We got Rey Mysterio versus El Grande Americano. Rey Mysterio is fed up. He feels like El Grande Americano or Chad Gable. Is it Chad Gable? Has been disrespecting the luchador culture. Possibly wants to demask him at Mania. Bro, when I was watching Raw the other night, I was legit thinking, they had me legit thinking, is this actually Chad Gable under this mask? I'm starting to question my own sanity, bro. Is this Chad Gable? But I see it going, Rey Mysterio getting the best of El Grande or Chad for most of the match. Something happens and El Grande Americano picks up the win. That's what I'm going with. Chad Gable, question mark, or El Grande Americano picks up the win. That's what I'm going with for the Rey Mysterio and El Grande Americano match. Next matchup for night one, we have a United States Championship match. LA Knight versus the Samoan werewolf, Jacob Fatu. Come on. What are we doing? We love LA Knight, but it's Jacob Fatu's time. That Jacob Fatu has been killing it all year. Quickly has become a fan favorite on SmackDown. Straight up beast. He's dominated everyone he's been in the ring with. I don't think LA Knight has a chance. Oh, I hope he has a fighting chance. I don't want to see an absolute slaughter. But we're gonna go with the Samoan werewolf to become the new United States champion. All right, next up we have the WWE Women's Championship match. A match myself and I'm sure a lot of other people been fantasy booking for a minute. The match, a dream match to be real. Can't say too much about the build. The build for this match has been lackluster. But it's Tiffany Stratton, the women's champion, versus Charlotte Flair. As I said, the build up towards this match has been anything but exciting. Tiffany showing her inexperience on the mic. Charlotte not being able to control her emotions. This whole feud buildup has been a complete mess. So I think the biggest spark in this feud was a couple weeks ago, where a little bit of realism slipped in and they were just going at each other on the mic. Charlotte said something about Tiffany, about Ludwig Kaiser being in her DMs. Tiffany, you know, bringing up Charlotte's failed marriages. But I think that's going to be a reoccurring thing for a lot of these matches. Terrible build, but potential to be a fire ass match. This match has potential to be a banger match. You know, a little bit of realism is starting to slip into their storyline. They're taking, you know, little personal jabs at each other. I'm expecting this match to be the stiffest match of the weekend, bro. That's just how I see it, bro. But yeah, I love Tiffany Stratton, but I hate to say this. I think Charlotte Flair wins this championship, gets 16, tied with her daddy. You know, WWE loves their fucking accolades. So I got Charlotte Flair defeating Tiffany Stratton to become the new WWE Women's Champion. Jade Cargill versus Naomi at WrestleMania. Next matchup. The first women's match in I think over 20 years on WrestleMania that's not a women's championship match. As we know Jade Cargill was mysteriously attacked a number of months ago. And for the longest time, that was the big question on television, at least on SmackDown. Who attacked Jade Cargill? Well, we got our answer after Elimination Chamber. It was Naomi. And Naomi, she has broadened her A game since, man. She stepped it up, but she's really, embraced this heel persona. I like it. I'm fucking with it a lot. But she's not going to win this match, unfortunately. It's Jade Cargill, bro. They want to book her to look strong. This is her first singles WrestleMania match. They're not going to have her lose to Naomi, bro. I think they see Jade Cargill as a main event player in the future. And, she's probably going to have a match with Bianca and Rhea, Charlotte, all the other top dogs at some point. And a loss to Naomi at WrestleMania does her no favors. I got Jade Cargill beating Naomi. All right, main event time for night one. We got the triple threat match for the soul of the industry, according to Seth Rollins. The triple threat match is CM Punk versus Roman Reigns versus Seth Rollins. CM Punk with the wise man Paul Heyman in his corner, I should add, because that was revealed to be the favorite. Honestly, this might be the biggest match of the weekend. It's not the night two main event, but it got three Hall of Famers in the main event, bro. We got Roman Reigns, CM Punk, Seth Rollins. I remember seeing this being rumored to be the main event for WrestleMania a while ago, and I did not like the idea of it. And then when it became official after that Rollins and Punk cage match a number of weeks ago, I still wasn't feeling the idea. I was like, I was on the boat of, Seth and Punk should be getting that main event spot. And I felt like Roman was kind of thrown into the mix. But they really made a believer out of me these last couple weeks, with the whole Paul Heyman, Roman Reigns, and CM Punk love triangle, I guess you would say, Is Paul Heyman going to be loyal to Reigns at Mania? Is he going to be loyal to Punk? Is he going to screw both of them over and side with Seth Rollins? But yeah, Seth and Punk just make sense. They've pretty much been beefing since Punk's return to WWE. And then now with, the whole Paul Heyman situation with CM Punk, that makes his storyline with Punk and Roman Reigns just a little bit more interesting. What do y'all think? Y'all think Paul Heyman's gonna screw Roman Reigns over? You think he's gonna stay loyal to Roman after Mania? Will Roman still have a wise man when WrestleMania 41 is over? This match is also very interesting because the history with Punk, Roman, and Seth with the creation of the Shield. There's a lot of history here. It makes sense. It makes sense. Even though it was kind of thrown together, kind of sloppy, it does make sense. And it really is the biggest match of the weekend. But I'm going to say, never count out my boy Seth Rollins. I think a lot of people are expecting Punk to win because, he finally got that main event spot. So he might win. He might win it, but I think Seth Rollins has something up his sleeve. He's going to get the win. I don't see Roman winning this at all. Roman doesn't really need this win, to be honest. And I've seen some people like, what, they're going to have Roman lose 2 years in a row? Yeah, so what? Roman's not winning. I'm giving it to Seth Rollins. He's going to surprise us. When night one is over, Seth Rollins' hand will be raised. Possibly with Paul Heyman in his corner. Who knows? Fantasy booking again. Speaking of fantasy booking, who is Randy Orton's replacement opponent? Who's it going to be? Y'all know Randy was beefing with Kevin Owens for the last few weeks, but it just came out last week that Kevin Owens is going to be missing WrestleMania 41 due to neck injury. That's possibly career career ending. Hope for a speedy recovery for Kevin Owens. I hope that's not the last we see of him. It sucks when wrestlers get hurt and, you know, affects the card like that. So close to Mania too. But well wishes to Kevin Owens. But yeah, with Kevin's neck injury, that leaves Randy Orton without an opponent for WrestleMania 41. And folks are speculating, who's it gonna be? Who's Randy Orton facing at 41? I know it was kind of teased last week that Solo might get the match with Randy. I don't want to see that. I don't want to see that. Who want to see that? I see some people really pushing for a Nick Aldis match, which is cool. Nick Aldis is still in shape. He still looks fucking amazing, bro. Former NWA champion, former TNA champion. You know, it makes sense. Randy Orton did fucking RKO him recently. And Randy Orton is always RKOing Nick Aldis. He RKO'd Nick Aldis, I think, last Mania season for some bullshit. But I'm gonna be real with y'all. I don't want to see that either. There's one person I would love to see face Randy Orton at WrestleMania this Saturday or Sunday, whenever that match is gonna be. And it's a recently departed AEW star, former WWE star, Aleister Black, Malachi Black, whatever you call him these days. That's who I hope is facing Randy Orton at WrestleMania. I hope we see a returning Aleister Black at the grandest stage of them all. Who's gonna win? I'm not gonna predict that. Yeah, but honestly, where does Orton go from here, man? I know he's on the poster. They just revealed he's going to be the poster of Backlash next month. So we'll see. Maybe we'll see what happens with Randy Orton's story at WrestleMania. But I'm predicting Aleister Black returning. All right, moving on to night 2. Let me scroll down. Yes, we have another triple threat match. This time it is for the Women's World Championship. Io Sky, who is the champion. I love me some Io Sky. We got Bianca Belair and Rhea Ripley. They've been teasing this matchup for months now. It really started off with Bianca and Rhea a couple years ago. They had a little standoff on the Monday Night Raw after Mania, after 39, I believe. They teased Rhea and Io a little bit a couple months ago, with both of them holding on to the World Championship. The build up for this match has been all over the place. It's crazy, and I know people have been pissed off about it. We had Bianca winning the Elimination Chamber, getting a spot at Rhea. We got Rhea losing the belt beforehand to Io. Rhea then forces herself into the match, which a lot of people are complaining about, which, to be honest, I really don't care. Rhea Ripley is one of my favorites, so I'm biased anyway. Yeah, this match is going to be a banger. This is one of the matches I'm looking forward to the most this weekend, is this triple threat match right here. It's literally my 3 favorites, my top 3 in the women's division, going at it for the title at Mania. I can't complain. For me, it's literally the rankings. For me, it's literally Io at number 1, Bianca at number 2, and Rhea at 3. Rhea's the biggest women's star in the company. But as far as like in-ring wise, my favorites, top 3 right there. And I kind of feel like they've been spoiling the outcome of this match the entire time, because we see Bianca and Rhea really not focusing on Io. They're really focusing in their own little squabble, their own little beef. When the fucking champion is standing right there, you know, the whole time. You're overlooking the champion, which is a silly thing to do. Io Sky is going to retain. There is an argument for Bianca because she hasn't never lost at WrestleMania. I know some people, some fans online are trying to make that a thing, like she's the second coming of Taker. And And then there's also the Rhea thing. Like I said, biggest star, biggest women's star in the company. You know, how do you not put the belt back on her? But for me, I think Io Sky retains. Io Sky is going to retain because they're just overlooking her. Simple as that. Io Sky, my champion, retains. All right, next up, we got the women's tag team championship match. Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez versus Lyra Valkyria and Bayley. And I'm gonna be honest with you, I love Bayley. I love Lyra. Not too crazy about Liv. I'm gonna be real with you. I just don't care about this match. I don't care about the women's tag team championships, bro, because nothing is being done with them. But if I'm gonna pick, I'm gonna pick smart, and I'm gonna pick Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez to retain. Next up, we got the most random match of the weekend. Another one of those last minute thrown together matches. We got AJ Styles versus Logan Paul. I'm gonna go with AJ Styles here. I kind of want to go with Logan Paul, but AJ, he just came back from a injury. You know, AJ, he hasn't really done nothing in the last couple of years. Give him this win against Logan Paul. Triple H. AJ Styles. I'm picking AJ Styles to win. Should be a good match though. It's Fatal 4-Way time. Fatal 4-Way actually used to be one of my favorite matches when I was younger. But it seems like now the Fatal 4-Ways just aren't, you know, as entertaining as they used to be with this current product. Anyways, it's Fatal 4-Way time for the Intercontinental Championship. Braun Breaker, the champion, versus Finn Balor of Judgment Day. Dominic Mysterio, also of the Judgment Day, versus Penta. A rising star, you would say, in WWE. Another potential banger of a match. Braun Breaker is a star. Finn Balor, he's going to go hard. Penta has been blowing the crowd away weekly. Then we got Dominic Mysterio, who's improved greatly. And you know what? I'm picking Dominic Mysterio as a surprise upset here because he's probably the least expected to win, which is exactly why I'm gonna pick him. You know, there's a little bit of tension with Finn Balor and Dominic Mysterio inside the Judgment Day. You know that's going to play a part in the match at some point. And I think Dominic's going to be the one to pull the trigger. I think he's going to be the one that screw Finn's over in the match. Dominic Mysterio is going to win this. He's going to get the pin. Probably might pin Balor to become the new Intercontinental Champion. He could pin Braun, to be real. Braun losing this, it doesn't hurt him at all. Braun Breaker is going to be a world champion in the next couple of years. He'll be alright. So yeah, I got Dominic Mysterio with the surprise win, the upset to become the new Intercontinental Champion at WrestleMania 41. All right, for our fifth match of night 2, we got Damian Priest versus Drew McIntyre in a Sin City street fight. There's a lot of bad blood. There's a lot of bad blood going into this match, no pun intended. I know a lot of people feel like this match is beneath Drew McIntyre, but to be real, it makes sense. And it all leads back to WrestleMania, because last year Damian Priest was the one that cashed in on Drew McIntyre when he held the World Championship for 5 minutes or so. It makes a lot of sense. It should be a fun match. Sin City street fight. I like Damian Priest, underrated performer. Love Drew McIntyre. Drew McIntyre gets the win here. Drew McIntyre needs it the most. I do believe Drew McIntyre is going to be a champion again this year, and it'll hopefully be longer than 5 minutes. Final match of the weekend, the main event of WrestleMania 41. John Cena versus the champion Cody Rhodes for the WWE Undisputed Championship. This all started out after Cena won the Elimination Chamber and brutally attacked, destroyed Cody Rhodes. After Cody Rhodes turned down The Rock's offer to sell his soul to him. The feud started out fire. Started out with a bang with the Cena heel turn, and it kind of whimpered out a bit because Cena just disappeared. Cena did show up a couple weeks. You know, they had a war words in the ring. It was cool. It's just like the like I said, the feud for this championship match started out very strong. Just kind of whimpered out in the middle. Started to pick back up a little bit the last couple weeks. Cena was not he did not appear on Raw this week, but he will appear on SmackDown this Friday. So, you know, there's still time, you know, for something big to happen there. I mean, John Cena did say he was going to kill professional wrestling for us wrestling fans, but I didn't know he meant by, like, you know, not showing up to sell this match, you know, for a number of weeks. But this should be a fun match. It should be a crazy match. I wonder who's going to show up. Is it going to be Avengers Endgame like last year? What's going to happen? We know Cena's chasing after 17. That's why he sold his soul to The Rock, even though he hasn't specifically said it in any of the build up towards this match. But I'm going with Cody Rhodes. Cody Rhodes is on fire. He's been champion for a year. Kids love him. His merch sells. He's gonna get the best of John Cena and solidify, you know, himself being as the new babyface, overall top babyface of the company. Because what if Cena does win? What happens if Cena does win this title? What if he does win 17? He's not gonna be there full time. We're gonna be back to where we were when Roman was champion. We're gonna be getting appearances from the champion like 3 or 4 times a year. I ain't with that. Well, there you have it. Those are my WrestleMania 41 picks / predictions. You know, let me just lay it out. My winners: Gunther, War Raiders, El Grande Americano, Jade Cargill, Jacob Fatu, Charlotte Flair, Seth Rollins, Io Sky, Liv Morgan and Raquel, AJ Styles, Dominic Mysterio, Drew McIntyre, and Cody Rhodes. The American Nightmare Cody Rhodes are my winners for Mania weekend. It got a lot of matches. Got a lot of wrestling to go through this weekend. Should be a good WrestleMania, you know, even though the bill's been ass. Yeah, let me know in the comments what y'all picks are, who y'all got, who's Randy Orton gonna face. Come back and tell me how wrong I was or how right I was, and who knows, let me know. But anyways, TheNegrolorian signing off. Hope y'all enjoyed this video. Hope y'all let me know what y'all think of my picks. Signing off. Enjoy Mania weekend. Peace.